Hello everyone, this is the lecture series of hydraulic mechanics subject, and course code of this subject is ME317, unit number 2nd and lecture number 11. And today I will discuss about the topic related to fluid kinematics. Myself Rahul Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. For the fluid kinematics. Fluid kinematics deals the behavior of fluid in motion. In motion, without considering the forces and energies of this system, right? So, move to the objectives. These are the objectives of this lecture, and by the end of this section you should be able to understand about the problem related to fluid motion, motion or behavior of the fluid motion, and understand the concept related to the continuity equation, and understand the phenomena of different type of flow, also. And this type of flow, just like as a steady flow, unsteady, and various type of flow related to this chapter. So these are the some objectives related to fluid kinematics chapter. And then you seen here, this is a one bicycle rider which moving forward in the direction of suppose x, right? So this is the flow pattern, of air, and it cuts the flow of air, and by the cutting the air, it disturbs the flow, because here is this is a streamlined flow, and here is flow is does not streamline, and flow pattern is disturbed by the dispersion. So different kinds of activities are happen in this flow here. Suppose I will give one example here. You see here, these are the red region which creates the high pressure region, and behind this man here creates this blank region, shows the low pressure region. So different types of activities or different types of fluid properties are determined by the flow behavior or fluid behavior, right? And what is the fluid kinematics? The main question is here arises, what is the fluid kinematics? Generally, fluid kinematics, this is a one type science, comes under the fluid mechanics, and it gives the relation or some concept related to fluid motion without considering the forces and energies. Forces just like is a pressure force or external forces, and kinetic just like kinetic energy, potential energy, or datum head. Different types of energies are here, but here forces and energies both are not considered. In this chapter. So here only fluid motion are considered, and the fluid motion is divided into two types. First one is based on the fluid properties, and second is based on the flow parameters. So in both cases, forces are not considered, right? Here fluid motion is referred to as a one type of geometry, of the motion, and it is a space and time function. Suppose in this figure, here different types of fluid by the waves of the ocean, and it creates a different types of pattern. But this creates a two function. One is space and another one is time. Space means, suppose one fluid is moving, uh, starting from here. This is the starting point, and this move from this point to this point. It takes some time. Suppose this time is t. So here the three coordinates are present. One is x, y, and z, and fourth coordinate is t also. So this is a function of space and time also. For space and time function, it creates two type of acceleration. One is local acceleration and another one is convective acceleration. And the total acceleration is equal to local acceleration and convective acceleration. Local acceleration comes from the time function. A fluid moving from one place to another place, it takes some time. So it gives the local acceleration, and the position is changed. If it takes some time, then position is also changed here. So position coordinate related to the x, y, and z direction. If any fluid is moving from x, y, and z direction with velocity v, it creates some acceleration u del v by del x plus v del v by del y plus w del v. Here v is the vector, velocity is a vector quantity, del v by del z. It shows the convective acceleration. So the acceleration is a vector quantity. So acceleration is a vector quantity, and this type of quantity depend on just like a equal to axi plus ayj plus az k also, right? And the first term of this, which term depend on the time, this is called local acceleration, and which term depend on the space, this is called the convective acceleration. Right? And move to the next slide. This is the acceleration field. Here two examples are given which shows the acceleration field. Here the both example are depend on the convective acceleration, convective effect, or we can say that convective acceleration, and the portion of the material derivative represented by the special derivative, which is called the convective term or convective acceleration, and it can be represented as v dot del into v also, right? And here v is also a vector quantity. And it represents the fact the flow property associated with the fluid particle. Property associated with a fluid particle may be vary due to motion of the particle by different space coordinate, and the effect may exist whether the flow is steady or unsteady case, steady or unsteady case. For this example, here two examples are given. One is the water heater. One example is water heater, and here cold water is comes at this inlet portion and hot water goes from the outlet portion. Here always T out is greater than T in. T out is always greater than T in, and it shows a one path line. It shows a one path line, and then del T by del T equal to 0, right? So this is the one type of convective acceleration problem. And in example number 2, this is a convergent divergent nozzle. Here the velocity is v1, and in the third section here the v2 greater than v1, then the v2 is less than v3. So in this section this creates the acceleration equal to deceleration problem. This creates the acceleration equal to deceleration problem, right? Here these are the two methods which describe the fluid flow behavior. Which describe the fluid flow behavior. So in the first method shows the fluid particle with position, velocity, acceleration, temperature, pressure, etc. as a function of time. As a function of time means it is depend on the mass of the particle and is the function of time. And here only track the particle only the location. Suppose a bird is flying in the air. Suppose it reaches sometime, suppose it start from this point and it reaches some point after some time here, and then here, and then here. So these are the some points. These are the some point which creates a different velocities and acceleration and the fluid properties, and all fluid properties at the different location which creates a different types of parameters or velocity or acceleration also. And this type of method is called the Lagrangian's method, and the second study is Eulerian method. Here flow field is described. And it is a function of, here the function of position and time also. Here the position and time also means suppose you just like a example of bee, मधुमक्खी का एग्जाम्पल अगर लेते हैं, जैसे बी just it moves and its maneuvering is very fast, and so consider only one bee only. So it change the position, and with position it change the time also, time coordinates also. So Eulerian method used by this analysis means it describes the flow field of the fluid particle. So the difference in both two analysis, here the location in the Lagrangian method we track the location of the fluid particle. Location means how much location is moved, how many location it can move. But in Eulerian method we consider the flow pattern of the fluid particle, right? So these are the two methods which describe the flow behavior, and then move to the next slide. Here we consider a pipe. We consider a pipe of circular cross section. We consider a pipe of circular cross section. Here inside the pipe fluid is flowing. Here inside the pipe fluid is flowing, and this fluid creates a velocity v at the x-axis position here, and if this fluid entering at this section and leaving from this section, it creates a some time difference. It creates a or it takes a some time difference, and this time difference is called delta t. This time difference is called the delta t, and for this consider fluid velocity or fluid mean velocity is here v in a pipe of uniform cross section, and the volume of the fluid passes through x-axis section in unit time, and delta t then becomes volume of the fluid is here delta t into v and area of this cross section, area of the cross section of the pipe here. So the volume flow rate, what the volume flow rate means, or we can say the discharge of the fluid, this q equal to volume of fluid divided by time. This q shows the volume of the fluid divided by time. Then the volume is here delta t into v into a, and here is delta t. So q equal to a into v, and this similarly if density is not constant. Here is suppose any fluid is moving, which density is constant throughout the process. But here if density is not constant, then introduce a one term, this is called density. So the m equal to rho av, right? This is called the m equal to rho av, right? And this av, if av equal to constant, if av equal to constant, this shows the continuity equation of the one dimension flow. Continuity equation of a one dimension flow is here. So move to the continuity equation for the next slide. This is the continuity equation. Here I am considering one control volume. Here this is the one control volume. Inside the control volume, mass is flow in, and this mass flow out. Mass flow in and mass flow out are here. Then the matter cannot be created or destroyed. So the law of conservation of energy, what is the law of conservation of energy? Mass is not created and not destroyed. It transforms one form to another form of energy. It can transform from one form to another form of energy, and it is from by this analysis here, how much mass flow in, same amount of mass flow out, means energy not conserved here, energy not conserved here. So this principle is known as conservation of mass, and this principle we have used here for the flowing fluid, and the principle is applied to a fixed volume, and this principle applied to a fixed volume, this is called the control volume. This is called the control volume as shown in figure here. This is the figure, this is the control volume. Here is some mass is flow inside and some is gone outside, right? For any control volume, the principle of conservation of energy, for any control volume, the principle of conservation of energy says mass entering per unit time, mass entering per unit time minus mass leaving per unit time is equal to increase of mass in the control volume per unit time. Means how much increase in mass in the control volume per unit time, right? So this is comes from the continuity equation. Continuity equation, right? So the continuity equation, what is it? AB means area into volume, this is a constant. Area into velocity, this is a constant quantity, right? It is given by this conservation of mass principle. And then move to the next slide. This is the derivation of continuity of equation. For steady flow, there is a no increase in the mass within the control volume. So in this case, suppose this is a one bent pipe. This is a bent pipe, and here consider two sections. This is a one section and this is a second section. For this section 1, here the rho 1 V1 A1, and here is rho 2 V2 A2. Here is rho 2 V2 A2. Here is rho 1 V1 A1. These are the fluid properties. These are the fluid properties. Here rho represents the density of the fluid. A is the area of this cross section. Area of this cross section. Cross section means this is the cross section. Suppose this is the longitudinal section. This is the longitudinal section of this pipe, and this is the cross section of the pipe. Here always I am taking only cross sectional area of this pipe, right? Cross sectional area of this pipe. So A is the cross sectional area and V1 is the velocity of the fluid, and V1 shows the entering velocity and V2 shows the leaving velocity of this fluid, right? So the mass entering per unit time is equal to the mass leaving per unit time. So for this derivation, here consider rho 1 V1 A1 as the mass density, velocity and cross sectional area at section 1, and similarly rho 2 V2 A2 are mass density, velocity and the cross sectional area at section 2. At section 2 is here. So the according to the mass conservation law, what is the conservation law? Mass entering per unit time. Mass entering per unit time minus mass leaving per unit time. Mass leaving per unit time is equal to increase of mass in control volume per unit time. Increase of mass in the control volume per unit time is here. So this is the, if I am apply this equation in these sections, right, then it gives the value of m1 minus m2 so here we apply the mass of conservation law. This gives the m1 minus m2 is equal to dmcv. mcv is the control volume divided by dt. mcv is the control volume divided by dt, and here rho 1 for the m1. What is the value of m1? This is the m equal to rho av at this section. So here this is the, here is two section. This is the m1 and this is the m2 section. So m1 rho 1 a1 v1 minus rho 2 a2 v2 is equal to dmcv divided by dt. dmcv divided by dt. Then this tube behaves like as a stream tube. This tube behaves like as a stream tube, right? So then the continuity equation for the steady flow, for the, if fluid is steady, then what is, so that dm by dt is equal to 0. It shows the dm by dt equal to 0, means here and put this value in this equation. So the right hand side part is here totally 0. Then the rho 1 a1 v1 minus rho 2 a2 v2 is equal to 0. It gives the rho 1 a1 v1 equal to rho 2 a2 v2. This gives the m equal to rho 1 a1 v1 equal to rho 2 a2 v2. Hence, for a steady flow, mass flow rate at section 1, it gives the mass flow rate at the section 1 and equal to the mass flow rate at section 2 also, right? Or we can say that mass entering per unit time is equal to mass leaving per unit time, right? So this is a formula. Rho 1 A1 V1 is equal to rho 2 A2 V2. This is the one dimensional continuity equation. This is the one dimensional continuity equation. Similarly, if gravitation force is considered, then rho 1 G A1 V1 and rho 2 G A2 V2, and assuming fluid is incompressible. Fluid is incompressible. Consider as a water. Water is a incompressible fluid. Water is a incompressible fluid. So for this reason, A1 equal to A2. For this reason, A1 equal to A2. It shows the E1 equal to QTH here. So in series pipe, in the case of series pipe, Q equal to Q1 equal to Q2 equal to Q3 equal to Q4 equal to Q5, right? So according to the mass of conservation, the steady flow in the incompressible fluid volume flow rate remains same for the section to section, remains same for from section to section is here, right? So here this figure describe the flow condition. Describe the flow condition. So these are two conditions. One is longitudinal section for the steady flow. Longitudinal section for the steady flow. And here is longitudinal, this shows the longitudinal section for the unsteady flow, right? And here is also I am using constant discharge through a non-variable diameter pipe. Constant discharge through a non-variable discharge diameter pipe and variable discharge through a non-variable diameter pipe, right? Not variable diameter pipe. So what is seen here? Here the steady flow is present, here unsteady flow present. Here non-uniform flow, here is steady and non-uniform flow. And this is non-uniform flow, this is the unsteady and non-uniform flow are present here for this section. So these are the distinguished between a steady flow and unsteady flow. So the types of flow, it is depend on two types. First it depend on the fluid properties, and second it depend on the properties of flow also. And which flow depend on the fluid properties? These are ideal and real flow, incompressible and compressible flow, incompressible and compressible flow. And some flows depend on the properties of the flow. These are laminar and turbulent flow, laminar and turbulent flow, steady and unsteady flow, uniform and non-uniform flow, uniform and non-uniform flow. So these are different kinds of flow which exist in section, right? So these are different types of flow. First is ideal and real fluid. But one thing is just you think in mind, in earth no ideal fluid are present, no ideal fluid are present. For the case of ideal fluid, no friction between the layers of the fluid, no friction between the two layers of the fluid, and this is impossible, this is impossible. So in real fluid flows friction effect, and ideal fluid, these are hypothetical in nature, hypothetical, just only imagination of flow, right? Means one flow which have a no viscosity, right, and no surface tension, and no any extra force is actuated. Suppose if I am flow like this, and it can without resistance, it can reaches at this point with same velocity, but this type of nature is not exist in this ideal fluid. So all in the earth atmosphere, all type of flow is a real fluid, right? A real fluid which implies friction, viscosity effects, or deals with different type of fluid properties. And suppose in ideal fluid, these are the this is a one cross section of the pipe. Suppose any ideal fluid flow inside a pipe, it creates this type of pattern, right? But this is not possible. This is not possible. But in real flow, it creates a oval type of pattern like this, right? Here at the wall surface, velocity is velocity is less, but at the center velocity is very high. So this is the case of ideal and real flow, right? Then move to the next slide, compressible and incompressible flow. So water is incompressible fluid. Just you think about this. For the case of water, to compress the water, no. Here water is incompressible flow. Water is incompressible flow, but gases are compressible. Suppose here are the two fluid are here. So if I am applying a pressure, on the water, it cannot compress, right? It cannot compress. So this is a incompressible fluid. But in case of compressible fluid, if I am applying some pressure, means outside pressure on the fluid, then it compressed. Suppose in the case of air, if I am applying a high pressure inside the air in the tanker, then it converted into a air to water. So this is the main problem in the pneumatic system. In the pneumatic system, if I am applying very high pressure, then this air converted into the water. So it creates a problem. So water is a incompressible fluid, but air is a compressible fluid, right? For this compressibility nature of air, some types of shock waves or oblique shock wave or normal shock waves are creates, and it creates a very hazardous effect over the fighter aircraft, right? And these oblique and normal shock wave creates about the sonic Mach number is greater than 1. If Mach number is greater than 1, then it creates a very hazardous effect, very powerful effect on the aircraft wing, which creates a very high noise in the atmosphere, right? So air is a compressible fluid, right? And laminar and turbulent flow. These are the laminar and turbulent flow. Suppose in the case of laminar flow, right? Laminar flow always flow in the straight line pattern, right? Just I am giving one example in previous slides. So here is, this is a laminar flow because this is in straight line flow, but here is, this is a turbulent because it disturbed by the bicycle rider, right? So in this case also, the flow in which adjacent layer do not cross to each other and move along the well defined path is called the laminar flow, right? So laminar flow is always moves in straight line path and it always follow the streamline pattern, right? And laminar flow and the turbulent flow, and turbulent flow moves like just like is a random flow of the particle, random flow of the fluid particle. Then the Reynolds number is used to differentiate between laminar and turbulent flow. Differentiate between the laminar and turbulent flow. So here this is the straight line flow or streamline flow. This is a laminar flow. This is the transition region, and this here is a totally turbulent flow. Totally turbulent flow. Suppose this is the best example of the candle flame or agarbatti flame, agarbatti smoke also, right? Just you see the uh, or you can take dhoop batti, and burn this dhoop batti and put front of you. Then it creates a smoke, and it is starting means some region only straight type of smoke are produced. So this is the laminar, and then zigzag. Then zigzag portion are produced here. So this is called the turbulent case, right? So these are the two patterns, laminar and turbulent, and both laminar and turbulent flow differentiate by the Reynolds number. So Reynolds number, what is the Reynolds number? Reynolds number, this is a dimensionless number. This is a dimensionless number, and which gives the flow behavior inside the pipe or open channel also. Open channel means uh, outside the pipe also, right? Outside the control volume. So these are the two types of flow, laminar and turbulent flows. And next one is steady and unsteady flow, right? This is the flow like a steady and unsteady case. For the steady case or flow conditions, flow is remains constant. Flow is remains constant with respect to time. Flow is remains constant with respect to time at a particular section, but the condition may different at the different section. So here, if flow is remains constant with respect to time, then del V by del T is equal to 0. Del V by del T is equal to 0, and this is equal to V equal to constant. V equal to constant, and here a constant discharge through a pipe is present here. But for the unsteady flow, it is the flow in which condition of flow changes. Here condition of flow changes with time to time. If time to time condition is changes, then this flow is called the unsteady flow. But here del V by del T, this does not equal to 0. Here velocity is variable. Unsteady flow velocity is variable, and the steady flow velocity is not variable, right? And then move to the next, uniform and non-uniform flow. So here is also velocity is in uniform flow, velocity is always constant, and here velocity is varies, right? Variable. Suppose in the case if any pipe have a same diameter, so here velocity is constant, and this is called uniform flow. And if velocity diameter is varies, convergent to divergent or divergent to convergent, right? Then V is also varies. So this is called non-uniform flow, and this rotational and irrotational flow, right? If any fluid flow pattern, flow vector is moving along the or rotate about its own axis, and it is called rotational flow. And the irrotational flow, the flow which is fluid particle while flowing along streamlines and do not rotate about its own axis. This is called irrotational flow. 1, 2, and 3 dimensional flow. This is a very rigid type of flow. If the flow is one direction, this is called one direction. If flow in two direction also, this is called two direction. And if flow is 3 dimension, this is called the 3 dimensional flow, right? So here this is the example of a one dimensional flow, and this is the dimension of two dimensional flow is here, and this is the three dimensional flow, right? So these are different kinds of flows, and these are the visualization of flow pattern. Suppose this is the flow pattern of the one square cylinder, this is the flow pattern of one uh, car, right? And here is flow visualization of the flow around a scaling athlete, and here is a streamline around a wing shaped body. Suppose this is a one aerofoil which creates some pressure difference at the top and bottom surface. So these type of pattern given by a wing shaped body is here. So these are the some cases, and then move to the MCQ sections. This is the section of multiple choice questions. If a fluid enters a pipe diameter d with a velocity v, what will its velocity at the exit? The diameter reduces to 0.5 diameter. Then the correct answer is here. Apply the continuity equation and find the solution, and this is the correct answer. D is the correct answer for this question. Then move to the next slide. Question number 2 is here. The continuity equation based on the principle of which principle? Conservation of mass, conservation of momentum, conservation of energy, and conservation of force. Momentum, energy, and force are not present in this analysis. So the correct answer is A, conservation of mass only, right? Then move to the question number 3. Two pipes of diameter d1 and d2 convert to form a pipe of diameter 2d. If the liquid flows with a velocity of v1 and v2 in the two pipes, what will be the flow velocity in the third pipe? What will be the flow velocity in the third pipe? So the correct answer is here v1 plus v2 by 4. This is the third answer. C is the correct answer for this question, right? Then move to the question number 4. Two pipes, each of diameter d, converge to a from a pipe of diameter d, and what should be the relation between the d and d such that the flow is velocity in flow of velocity in third pipe becomes double to that of the each pipe of the two pipes. Then this here is, and correct answer is D. Put all values in continuity equation and you will get a correct answer. Then move to the question number 5. Two pipes, each of diameter d, converge to form a pipe of diameter d, and what should be the relation between d and d such that the velocity of the third pipe becomes half of in the each of two pipes? Then the correct answer is A. But the question number 6. In a two-dimensional flow, the component of the velocity along the x-axis is u equal to ax square plus bxy plus cy square if v equal to 0 at y equal to 0. If v equal to 0 at y equal to 0, y equal to 0, and what will the velocity component in y direction? Y direction velocity component. Apply the continuity equation. Du by dx plus del v by del y equal to constant, because this is a two-dimensional equation. So find the v component. Then correct answer, if you solve this problem, then correct answer is this. Is the correct answer. Then move to the next question, and next question is here 7. In two-dimensional flow, the component of the velocity along the x-axis and the y-axis are u like this, and v is equal to c xy. What should be the condition of flow? Field to be continuous. So this is a question 7. The correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. If you solve this problem, then you will get a C is the correct answer. Then question number, move to the question number 8 also. In a two-dimensional flow, the component of the velocity along the x-axis and the y-axis are axy and v equal to bx square plus cy square. What should be the condition for the flow field to be continuous? The a plus b equal to 0, a plus c equal to 0, a plus 2b equal to 0, and a plus 2c equal to 0. What will be the correct answer? And correct answer is here. This D is the correct answer, right? In a two-dimensional flow, the component of the velocity along the x-axis and the y-axis are ax plus by and v equal to ax minus by. For what condition will the flow field be continuous? First is impossible, possible, if a equal to b, possible if a equal to 2b, possible for all values of a and b also. So in this case, the correct answer is possible for all values of a and b. In a two-dimensional flow, the component of the velocity along the x-axis and the y-axis are u equal to ax square plus bxy and v equal to cxy plus dy square. If you solve this problem, then you will get a correct answer. So this is the correct answer of this question. And then move to the references. These are the references of this uh, lecture. And then thank you all of you for giving attention in this lecture. Thank you.